The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports, including Union University, USJ, TCA, Jackson Christian, and Peabody. Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
Gymnasium. It's a rare Wednesday afternoon daytime game as the Bruins and Lady Bruins are taking on Carroll Academy. And we'll have the men's game immediately afterward, but now let's have our national anthem.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care and let your smile say it all.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle, and at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Physical therapy table before the game today, so she's not going to go. They're introducing the starters Carly Flanagan and Larissa Mercer, both sophomores, and Litha Jones, she is a sophomore as well for Carroll Academy. Tatum Robbins, a freshman, and Keely Cook, who is a senior. Now they only go 7 deep on this roster, so it is going to be a challenge for them to have stamina. And now let's flip over for the introductions of the Lady Bruins. Sophie King, she's a sophomore that'll run the guard. Mia Spellings, sophomore. sophomore guard. Again, this is a young USJ team. Jesse Vibe. Ella Hall Eldridge, another of the freshmen on this Lady Bruin roster. Lita Rose, another freshman. You're going to be seeing just about everybody on this roster playing this afternoon. So settle back and enjoy some Wednesday afternoon USJ basketball. And it's our pleasure to bring it to you right here on the BallGame Blitz Sports Network and Worthy Road Studios. And our crew today, Andrew Burris, Christopher Reasons, and your ever-cool, ever-present director is Billy Bolin. And, of course, the head of the trucking company, which is Worthy Road Studios, is Paul Schultze. So here we go. And it's Tatum Robbins who will jump it against Jesse Vibe. And ladies and gentlemen, on this Wednesday afternoon, let the games begin, and the Lady Bruins control it. And they'll work it around the perimeter. This is a quick tempo team going for the bomb right off the bat. That one was short for Sophie King. They slow the tempo down, which is really going to be their strong suit, and that pass was just over the head of Larissa Mercer. First turnover of the contest. As we say, a very young team for Carroll Academy, so you got to know that the Lady Jags are going to be and going right by the defenders, but dishing it off. Jessie looked like she had a clear ticket in there, and she certainly had a height advantage, pushing hard for the three. It's not there, and the rebound coming off to Keely Cook. And their best hope in most of their contest is to try to keep the ball away from the opposition. Here's a steal, and this is going to be a foot race. All the way down the stretch she goes, and the layup is there off the turnover for Sophie King. So, first basket of the game comes off a turnover, and they suddenly let all of the student body out here at USJ to attend this Wednesday afternoon game. Of course, they'll all be home when it starts next week as we approach the final days toward Christmas. And again, keeping it around the perimeter is going to be very, very hard. And USJ is playing a zone, and that one is short. And the rebound, Jesse comes off with it. They'll again work the perimeter. You're going to see a lot more of the younger Lady Bruins in this one, and all the way down the left-hand layup doesn't go, but Jesse comes up with the offensive rebound. And the jumper for the three is off the mark. And stepping on the end line, so it is going to be USJ ball. They go underneath and whirling around, just couldn't get it high enough off the glass. And that one goes astray for Flanagan. And they're going to keep it around the perimeter once again. Underneath, just hung up on the top of the lip, and it goes back in the other direction. Sophie King had it there, but it just would not carry them off the glass. So a low-scoring game so far, only one basket, and USJ with the lead. And again, if you just joined us, and that one is a steal, pass not high enough for Jones. See if the Lady Bruins can capitalize off that turnover. And pushing up for that three, right through the heart for Sophie King. She has all 5 of the Lady go back in the other direction. So you're going to have a third opportunity at the basket. And again, it went off the fingertips. Jessie had it just go out of bounds on her. So far in the game, Carroll Academy has missed all 5 shots it has taken. And we're about halfway through this first 8 minutes of action. And that goes right into the hands of Lita Rose. Wide open, nobody is going to challenge Ella Hall Eldridge. And she delivers. USJ so far 3 out of 8 from the floor. And again, the very slow tempo, and USJ is not really playing a man-to-man, more of a 2-3 zone, just trying to keep them from getting a lot of close inside shots. And that one again whirled away. And down the stretch again for Sophie King, 7 points. Lady Bruins already on top in this one, 9-0. And that one's short. And it goes back to USJ. So this is one of those games that it's tough to watch in many aspects just because of the fact that you have such an inexperienced team here that USJ is playing. And that one is short, but they'll get right back on the offensive board. The 3 is not there. And underneath, curling in for the layup is Lita Rose, her first basket of the afternoon. You can tell. And the bank shot is there for Letha Jones. So at long last, they put one in to make it 11-3. They're scrambling around for that one. And Jessie with the 3. So the Lady Bruins finally beginning to hit from outside. A 14-3 margin. And that one's off the mark. Ella Hall Eldridge coming down with a rebound. Another one. Big bomb. So that is 3 threes in a row for the Lady Bruins, and they've powered this up to a 17-3 edge. And that one's off the mark, and they will scramble for it underneath. And the push is not there, and there's going to be a wide open, but they don't see Mia Spellings down court. They work it around the corner again. Big bomb 3. Yes! So the Lady Bruins now with 4 threes here in the first period of play, but they've all come in the last 2 minutes. And another turnover. Again, they go around the perimeter. Wide open for another 3. Yes! A 23-3 edge, and they're going to have to hurry to get one off. Lady Bruins are not really going to challenge. Off the mark. And that's the end of the first quarter. And no problem whatsoever for the Lady Bruins. They
Is your vehicle ready for an oil change? Did you know that we do way more than just tires? From brakes, to belts, to alignments, to even air conditioning work. Engine light on? We can fix that too. Come see us today at one of our 3 King Tire Company locations in Jackson and Humboldt. Hi, this is Kurt King with King Tire Company. Did you know that you're supposed to rotate your tires every 5,000 miles? Did you know that we do that free at King Tire Company? Come see us today at any 3 King Tire Company locations in Jackson and Humboldt and let my family take care of yours.
And back we are at USJ Gym. Lady Bruins just dominating Carroll Academy 23-3, and they are doing so without playing a lot of their usual first-team players. Big three. Letha Jones once again. And this is really great. You are hearing big cheers coming up from the USJ students for the baskets being hit by Carroll Academy. And again, they just push it around the perimeter, and the jumper, Jessie Vi almost had it and tipped out of bounds, so the Lady Bruins will play it.
Is Old Frosty on its last legs? Don't wait until it's old and cold. Give your home and family the gift of comfort. A new York HVAC system with a free 10-year parts and labor warranty from McCoy's Heating and Air. Get the security and savings of a 10-year parts and labor warranty free with the purchase of qualifying systems. So you and your whole family can celebrate in comfort with the gift that keeps on giving. A new York HVAC system delivered by Santa and his merry team of technicians at McCoy's Heating and Air.
At Nest Realty Jackson, connections and relationships are at the heart of everything we do. We wake up every day with the goal of helping our agents build trust, relationships, and community. Let's connect.
No matter where you are, you can shop 24/7 at HumboldtDodgeChryslerJeep.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Turn to the experts. Since 1955, Garrett Plumbing and Heating has been the leader in plumbing, heating, and air conditioning service and installation for West Tennessee. A proud supporter of USJ Bruin Athletics, we are your local Carrier Factory authorized dealer. Call Garrett Plumbing and Heating 668-3339 for all of your plumbing, heating, and air needs.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Football is one reason to love fall. Here's another. Save up to $16,000 on a fully loaded in-ground pool built this fall. Come by Aloha Custom Pool's massive showroom on Carriage House Drive in Jackson for full details and see available styles in person.
Cooler weather this fall and a colder winter makes a spa even more enjoyable. Aloha Custom Pool's massive showroom features a huge selection of spas from the biggest names in the business. Come see us on Carriage House Drive in Jackson today.
Is your vehicle ready for an oil change? Did you know that we do way more than just tires? From brakes to belts to alignments to even air conditioning work. Engine light on? We can fix that too. Come see us today at one of our 3 King Tire Company locations in Jackson and Humboldt.
If it's black, round, and rolls, we have it in stock for you. I'm Taylor at King Tire Company. Come see us at any of our 3 convenient locations in Jackson or Humboldt and let our family take care of yours.
Save thousands on a new Nissan at Carroll Nissan.
You should already be here.
Special interest rates as low as 0%.
You should already be here.
We have cars, trucks, SUVs, and the all-new electric Nissan Ariya.
You should already be here.
We even have no payments for 90 days.
You should already be here.
Save thousands on a new Nissan at Carroll Nissan.
You should, you know what? I'm not going to say it.
Carroll Nissan of Jackson.
Hello folks, this is Gary Deaton, right here at Deaton's Carpet One. I want to let you know we've been in business for 48 years. Here's what I believe has made the difference. Our lifetime labor warranty on everything we install. Our healthy living installation, bacteria and germs cannot survive in our new flooring. Our beautiful guarantee, if you don't just love it, we'll replace it. It will make your flooring experience priceless. We're located on Freedom Highway, 1000 Highway 45 bypass in good old Jackson, Tennessee.
Buy a car in your bikini. Buy a truck in your jammies. Buy an SUV in your, well, no matter what you're wearing or not. Shop JonesChevroletHumboldt.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Is Old Frosty on its last legs? Don't wait until it's old and cold. Give your home and family the gift of comfort. A new York HVAC system with a free 10-year parts and labor warranty from McCoy's Heating and Air. Get the security and savings of a 10-year parts and labor warranty free with the purchase of qualifying systems. So you and your whole family can celebrate in comfort with the gift that keeps on giving. A new York HVAC system delivered by Santa and his merry team of technicians at McCoy's Heating and Air.
Yeah, it's good to be with you here on the BallGame Blitz Sports Network. This has been more, if you are just tuning in, this has been more like a scrimmage. It's a lot of situations where the Lady Bruins are not even really taking what would be easy open shots, and they're playing zone defense that generally, if you're playing that kind of defense, it's not really as challenging as far as turnovers being forced as a man-to-man. And Lily back around the perimeter, and the jumper for a three is short, but the rebound comes off to Lita Rose. She's the leading rebounder with 5. And again, just going away from the free ticket, jumper is short, and it's Litha Jones with the rebound. And right on top of the key, and that was off to the right, and they're going to scramble for it, but Lita Rose commands it. 6 rebounds, so she has had herself quite an afternoon with this rare Wednesday afternoon contest, and doubleheader will have the guys game immediately after this one. And that's only the second turnover of the game for the Lady Bruins. And tried to fire a bank shot up there, and instead Ella Hall comes down with it. Lady Bruins slow it down. They were up 23-3 at the end of the first quarter. And this has just been an easy cushion for them most of the way. Got a big student crowd in here, and they were allowed out, and the bank shot does not fall. And Jones with a rebound. Mia had one, and it just was another case of iron unkind, and underneath, that one will not go. And the Lady Bruins not really playing any kind of challenge defense. Slowing that tempo down once again. We've only had 2 stops to go to the free throw line, 1 for each team. The jumper for a 3, and that one's still a little bit short for Ella Hall. And that jumper is going to go off the mark. And they fire to the inside, and that one's not going to fall. And it falls through. And again, they go around the perimeter, which is pretty much the way USJ has played it, because they've had several opportunities that they could have probably easily squashed in another 18 to 20 points, but they're not trying to rub it in the face of this outmanned Carroll County team. Jumper for the 3, that time for Ella Hall Eldridge. That was her 5th opportunity at a 3, and she finally connects. She's got 7 points in this afternoon's game, trying the answer shot, and it goes off to the right. And Lita Rose, 7th rebound this afternoon. And we're almost halfway through this 3rd period. And Joel Ayers has not really even been off the bench much, and he's having a conversation with Ava Barham. And that one goes off the mark. And the jumper is just too long for Ella Hall. And underneath, the bank shot is there for Lily Teague, and she adds to her total with 13. Lily didn't even start today. She came in the second quarter, and actually late in the first quarter, and bombed home 2 big threes, and then added another 3 early in the second quarter. And iron was unkind that time for Letha Jones. And again, they're circling around the free throw circle. And they're just waiting for an obvious player to get open. And milking time off the clock. Going for the bomb, short. And it goes right back to her. So Jessie chose not to try another one. She has 4 rebounds this afternoon. Instead, the jumper that rolls across for Jessie. And we're under 3 minutes. The bank shot does not go. But that one does. So Letha Jones with 13 points. And wide open. You got to take that shot. Jessie comes down with a rebound. And again, wide open. Just not enough push on that. Jones comes down with a rebound. And tried to push that one through, and it's not there. Jessie's picked up 6 rebounds on the afternoon. Chance of defense coming up from some of the Lady Jags fans who are here. And they've just been really walking the ball up the floor most of the time. No all-court pressure like you usually see from Joel Ayers' teams. And soft jumper is there for Lita Rose. Get her in double figures with 10. And a push standing shot there. And Lita Rose comes down with that one. Less than a minute to go. I think they'll take a shot before this thing goes down much further. Again, you're seeing a number of players who come off the bench who are part of the lineup here this afternoon. No Halen Ayers, Ava Barham nursing an injury, and Addie Simeon at home with, and the bank just goes out for Jessie. And that one won't go. So they'll have an opportunity for a final shot, and that push is not there, and the bank is there. Keely Cook comes down with it on the opposite side. So it's 42-21. Lady Bruins still dominating the game. We'll be back after this message.
Buying a home is a major milestone, and at the Bank of Jackson, we want to help you achieve it. Our mortgage specialists can assist you with conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loans, as well as USDA and THDA development loans. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
So we are now close to winding this one up. 8 minutes remaining, 42-21. Lily Teague and Lita Rose are leading it for the Lady Bruins with 13 and 10 points. And Letha Jones, the sophomore for Carroll Academy, has picked up 13. And the Lady Jags are here with first possession. And that one well off the mark. And they pick it back up. Flanagan with the offensive rebound. So the Lady Bruins come back down, and again, you'll see them take, and you knew that she could probably just zero right in on that one. But again, they're just trying to inch time off the clock. This one's been in the books really since the first quarter at 23-3. And you don't really have a lot, and that one is only the third turnover of the game. And Cook overshoots it. And they still can't get it through, and finally do. Cook puts it through on the third opportunity. So back under a 20-point margin, and thinking about jumping high for the three, and it's off the mark. And they're going to go back to her and whip it around again. She'll take that jumping three, and it's again short. I think Joel Ayers just wants her to continue to toss those things up there. And again, third opportunity, still won't go. And time again just going off on the clock, and that's 6 opportunities, and on the 7th one it still doesn't go. Oh my. Well, as we say, you give them every opportunity that you can, and sometimes they're just not going to fall. And again, they're going to take another minute off the clock by the time this possession is over with. They may not even get to 50 in this one. This is a region contest, by the way, and underneath, overshooting the layup. Jessie V just couldn't get it to fall. And Cook gets to the bank. So Keely Cook on the afternoon is 5 out of 10 from the floor. And it's a good turnout of these students who have stayed around for this one. Going for the three, and again, that one was short. Some of these young ladies are shooting some threes that are somewhat outside of their range. And that one's off the mark. Cook puts it back up and gets it through. So Keely Cook with 12 now, and they've closed it to within 15. Lady Bruins have not scored in this fourth quarter. And instead of challenging the basket, they just bring it out front. Almost a turnover. And Cook gets back on defense very quickly, but Jessie V will not take the shot. And in and out. But the offensive board to Lita Rose. Again, slow tempo. We're halfway through the final 8 minutes. And a high arcing three that will not go, and Cook again with the rebound. That's 8 for her. And the iron was unkind. And scrambling to get it is Sophie King. And that's a substitution timeout. They'll get 2 in for, and also coming out for the Lady Bruins is Sophie King. Getting down to the 3.5-minute mark. Lily Teague has been the leader for the Lady Bruins with 13. And going for the three. Again short. In that corner, they've just not been able to make it well here in the second half. So it's down to a 13-point margin. And that jumper in and out once again, and they scramble for it. And the jumper goes through for Jones. She has 15. And folks, it's down to an 11-point margin. At one time, it was 25. 2.5 remaining. Remember, we'll have the guys' game immediately after this one. Well, probably about 10 minutes after this one is over with. And on the drive, on the inside, and overshooting the basket, and Flanagan the rebound. Lita Rose had a free ticket on it, and it didn't go. Iron unkind, and it is Lily Teague with the rebound. And they stick it back on the outside once again. And a short jumper is going to be too long once again for Ella Hall Eldridge. And Barnett with the rebound. And that one's short. Eldridge comes down with a board. And they call an over and back violation. That is only the 4th turnover for the Lady Bruins in this game with just over a minute and a half remaining. So Lady Jags have put it on. They have actually outscored USJ 10-0 in this period. And once again, it's Keely Cook with 14. USJ is going to win this one, but they have pretty much just mailed it in here in the 4th quarter. And they're just going to take time off the clock once again. They know it's in the books. And the jumper just short. Picking it back up is Ella Hall Eldridge. And they just haven't made one fall here in the 4th quarter. And that was what you'd call a little bit of a curl shot. And underneath it is Cook. 10 points in this period and 16 points overall. And finally getting one here in this period is Ella Hall Eldridge. And that may be the last time that the Lady Bruins see the ball in this game. Iron back unkind. And the overhead is short. And Cook couldn't make it fall. So the Lady Bruins win it 44-35 in what really was more of a scrimmage than it was an actual game, even though this counts as a region contest. And I'll go through the scoring with you very quickly so you'll get a wrap-up on this. With 10 points in the final period, and most of them were unchallenged. Keely Cook with 16 points, Letha Jones with 15, and 2 for Carly Flanagan. Those were your totals for Carroll Academy. Now for the Lady Bruins, you had 2 in double figures. Lily Teague, 11 of hers came in the first half. She didn't come in the game until about 3 minutes were left in the first quarter. And she put in 3 big bomb threes and ended up with 13 on the day to lead the Lady Bruins. Lita Rose with 10. 9 points for Ella Hall Eldridge. 7 for Sophie King. And 5 for Jessie Vi. That was really the way the tale was told in this one, and you go through the entire totals in the rebounding area. The Lady Bruins had 27, and they were actually out-rebounded in the game, 33-27. by Carroll Academy. Many of those were second shot opportunities that just simply didn't go through. And turnovers, 6 turnovers leading to 7 points for the Lady Bruins. Those were all in the first half. And then turnovers for the Lady Bruins, they gave it up 4 times, but Carroll Academy could not get any points off of those. So again, your final score, Lady Bruins 44 and Carroll Academy 35. And coming up next, they're already on the floor warming up, will be the guys, as these same 2 schools will meet once again. And I'll set you up on this very quickly before we go to a commercial break. You'll be seeing, again, a lot of the familiar names out here on the floor, although it is very likely you're going to see every one of these Bruins play in this contest. Of course, Mills Terry is the straw that stirs the drink in this one, because he's the one that just powerhouses both in rebounding, and we think about the game that they played against Natchez Trace where they won 75-30. He just played the first quarter and had 7 points. But he'll be in there. Wallace Driver, Sam Cale, Brady Smith, and Hayes Carney, but don't count on them being in there for an extended period of time for Jeff Jones. And for Carroll Academy, they will actually be playing an 8th grader in the starting lineup. They do not go very deep. They are in a situation where they are coming in with 7 players, and the 8th grader, Malik Lehue, he's one of the starters. They've got 2 seniors in the lineup, Jeremiah Nichols and Jordan Canales, and then 2 juniors, Christopher Peebles and Xavius Jones. So that's what they got to go with. They only have really about 2 that they can go to the bench with in this game, and so it may be one that you see more like a scrimmage than anything else. So 1 in the books for the Lady Bruins, and we'll be back. Let's take an extended break, and when we come back, we'll set you up a little bit more for this guys' game as the Bruins take on the Carroll Academy Jaguars. So stay with us, everybody.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, we help our clients get back to doing what they love. Dynamics is now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Is your vehicle ready for an oil change? Did you know that we do way more than just tires? From brakes to belts to alignments to even air conditioning work. Engine light on, we can fix that too. Come see us today at one of our 3 King Tire Company locations in Jackson and Humboldt.
Chris King here with King Tire Company. Leveling kits, lift kits, wheels, and tires, we can take care of that at any of our King Tire Company locations at a price you can afford.
Save thousands on a new Nissan at Carlock Nissan.
You should already be here.
Special interest rates as low as 0%.
You should already be here.
We have cars, trucks, SUVs, and the all-new electric Nissan Ariya.
You should already be here.
We even have no payments for 90 days.
You should already be here.
Save thousands on a new Nissan at Carlock Nissan.
You should, you know what? I'm not going to say it.
Carlock Nissan of Jackson.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
No matter where you are, you can shop 24/7 at Humboldt Dodge Chrysler Jeep.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Football is one reason to love fall. Here's another. Save up to $16,000 on a fully loaded in-ground pool built this fall. Come by Aloha Custom Pool's massive showroom on Carriage House Drive in Jackson for full details and see available styles in person.
Cooler weather this fall and a colder winter makes a spot even more enjoyable. Aloha Custom Pool's massive showroom features a huge selection of spas from the biggest names in the business. Come see us on Carriage House Drive in Jackson today.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Steve Beverly back here live at USJ Gym. I am joined by Andrew Burris, who's going to be sitting in with me for the rest of the way on this one after the Lady Bruins took the measure of Carroll Academy in the opener this afternoon, 44-35. And Andrew, as we were talking about to start with, this is going to be a Bruin team that has pretty much dominated a lot of its competition, and we'll probably wind up against what really is an outmanned Carroll Academy team. We'll probably wind up seeing virtually all of them play today.
Going in. So Mills Terry was also very dominant in that game, but Brady Smith completely overtook that game.
Well, this is definitely one of those that you take a look at across the board, and it's a good one for a lot of the younger players and the guys that typically come off the bench to have an opportunity to get more playing time, which will likely happen when you're playing a team that has only 7 that they can go to, although, as we mentioned, one of the starters is an 8th grader on this unit, and that is Malik Lehu. But the Bruin team, again, and the last time they were in a situation like this, which was one of our most recent telecasts, it ended up with Noah Spencer, who we're usually talking about with his exploits on the football team, and he led with 15 points for the Bruins.
Yeah. And USJ will play with Natchez Trace, or play against Natchez Trace this coming up Friday, if I'm correct. And so I assume we'll see just about the same that we saw last game with USJ and Natchez Trace. So it should be a good one, at least a good offensive showing, good defensive showing for Friday. But, we got to focus on the present right here, right now. So I'm looking for just a solid first quarter, get about 20-ish, 25-ish point lead, and have your JV squad just completely overtake the game, let them get the most minutes as they can, and smooth sailing from there.
Well, Andrew's going to be chiming in all during the game with his analysis of both of these teams, and one of the keys I think that you look at, again, is not to take a team like this too lightly and suddenly you find yourself struggling. And that can happen, even though this is a team that's going to be coming in and they are 0-5 on the season. But Alec Meddings, I had an opportunity, their head coach, to talk to him before the game today, and it is really a labor of love what so many people do that are part of the Carroll Academy family and invest their time in these young people to try to make life better for them. And so many times they have on their jerseys, the warm-up jerseys, say "Donate Life." And this is a school where some of the players have had some hard knocks, and so the opportunity to play in interscholastic competitions such as this, and some of their coaches and leaders
throughout that program. It's designed to turn out much better lives on the opposite side of things. And so our salute certainly goes to Alec Meddings and
absolutely
to the girls' coach, Kara Meggs, for everything they do with these young people, because every single day that they spend with them is an investment in their future lives, as it is for Jeff Jones with the Bruins. And, of course, Jeff is one of these guys that, in talking to him, he really wants to go to a shot clock in high school basketball.
I don't blame him. Man, I sat at a basketball. I went to the South Gibson Peabody game last night, and, it's whatever. But ultimately, I think that's something we need to transform into, especially in that, of course, you could just stand around with the ball. But, who wants to watch that? I'm sorry.
Well, the coaches voted it down again, so it'll be another 2 years before it can come back up. But Jeff made that point on a Worthy Road Studios show earlier in this year, that he really would like to see it. And he talked about that to us in an interview, because he feels like it just better prepares these young people for the next level. Now here come the Bruins on the lineup. They're not going to go with the light show here this afternoon.
See, this is the guy I'm talking about.
Brady Smith.
I think he is the guy you want shooting the basketball, in my professional opinion.
Hayes Carney. Wallace Driver. Sam Cale. I love the inflection of the PA announcer here. And, of course, Mills Terry, number 0, number 1 in your heart. And here you are, and those are your Bruins. And I imagine this starting lineup is not going to be in there for an extended period of time this afternoon. But here we go. We're glad to have you here on the BallGame Blitz Sports Network. Steve Beverly and Andrew Burris. And this afternoon we are going to at least have an opportunity to see how, again, as we did against Natchez Trace, how this USJ team does with a lot of the reserves coming in probably in the second, third, and fourth quarters. And to jump it, it's going to be Brady Smith against Christopher Peebles, the junior. And ladies and gentlemen, from USJ Gym, let the games begin, and it tips into the hands of the Bruins. And they are right there underneath and overshooting the basket. That's a rare one for Brady Smith. And flying down, that's going to, well, they
nice
saved
save.
it. That is a nice save. And a couple of them that go astray, and the Bruins bring it back down.
Oh, here he goes rebounding already.
Well, and that's what you expect from a guy like Brady, as well as Mills Terry. They're going to dominate the boards. Left hand, and that's a volleyball tip back in for Hayes Carney. So Hayes with the first basket of the game. And they're once again going to work the perimeter a lot. And that's Brady Smith coming down with another rebound.
Going to drive inside this time. Get a nice little lay-in.
And just very comfortable with what they're doing so far. Almost stolen by Wallace Driver. And that bank didn't go, and it is Brady again already with his third rebound.
Nice easy layup right there. It's the opportunities, in a lot of games, when it comes down to 2-3 possessions and the team loses, I immediately go to, okay, well, how many free throws did they miss? And usually it's right at the number of how many points that they were down by to lose the game. It's the missed opportunities that I think could, kill the momentum of a game, change the outcome of a game.
Well, down there in that exchange, that was a case of a turnover, and they were flying down the floor trying to get it into the hands of Wallace Driver, and it just went beyond him. So each team with a single turnover, but the Bruins on top, 6-0, and that goes right into the hands of Hayes Kearney. Let's see if the Bruins can capitalize.
Wow.
No, that was snatched away.
Yeah, that was. Nice.
And this one should be a goodbye. Down the stretch he goes. And Brady Smith with the 2 off the turnover. And the official says 30-second timeout. We'll take one. Bruins on top, 8-0. Back in a moment.
Buy a car in your bikini. Buy a truck in your jammies. Buy an SUV in your, well, no matter what you're wearing or not. Shop JonesChevroletHumboldt.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
5:47 remaining in the first quarter, and the Bruins on top, 8-0. And so far, Andrew Burris, this is really about what we expected.
Yeah, it is. If you were here earlier in the broadcast, and if you're still with us, thank you. You saw all the students here, and you take some of those students out. This gym loses a lot of support, but some of the students stayed over, and I'm happy that they did. That's something that we never got to do when I was in high school. So I'm glad these kids are getting to experience it. As Mills Terry going to take it for a nice, easy lay-in.
Coast to coast for Mills, off the turnover once again. So an even 10-0 lead for the Bruins, and here we go again. Goodbye, goodbye. Wallace with the layup. So Bruins are just totally dominating this one. 5 turnovers in the game so far for the Jaguars. And the officials are going to have a little bit of a confab. That is going to be a foul charge to Mills Terry. That's his first and the first foul of the game. We had only 3 trips to the free throw line during the girls' game right before us. And they work again way behind the perimeter because the Bruins are going to play a zone largely, a 2-3 zone. And the foul that time is charged on Wallace Driver. So Jaguars with their 3rd opportunity at it, but again, it's been very hard. And Andrew, it's hard to penetrate the inside against this kind of defense.
It is. And obviously, you got Big Mills Terry in there, which makes it even harder. Just a big body being there, just that presence could be overwhelming to a team, especially a young team.
And that one goes astray, so Bruins play it. Bruins have picked up 6 points off the turnovers from Carroll Academy. And nobody cut, and you could see a little bit of frustration on the part of Sam Cale. He was expecting somebody to be there, and they weren't.
Got a substitution here. It looks like number 3, Keel, will come out. Number 22,
and that's
Foster.
Logan Foster checking in. Getting close to the 4-minute mark. Bruins with 3 turnovers so far in the game. Calling for it over on the side is Malik Lehue. And he just simply is outmanned from a height standpoint.
It's tough. I've never seen an 8th grader play in a high school game for money. I've never seen an 8th grader play in a high school game, but it's got to be intimidating. And big props to him for even trying it out.
Well, you look at this Bruin team right now, dominating it 15-0. And they picked up 9 of their points off the turnovers. And again, way outside, and they're going to just let that one go. Nichols tried to put up a bomb, and he had about 4 hands in his face and got a lot of arc on it, but completely out of the range. And so Bruins once again open for the 3. Not quite there. Iron unkind for Kearney. And Lane Dowdy, who's off the bench, is coming back in to see if he can navigate the waters.
Nice
and here's the steal. And all the way down, and the reverse layup in for Brady Smith for 6. So Bruins shooting a nice percentage here this afternoon.
Nice block there.
Yeah, I mean, talk about timing on that.
You know, USJ's in I would say a tough district from what I'm used to. You know, you got Jackson Christian and Sacred Heart, most namely. You know, it's going to be a fight for who can come out on top of that. Of course, Sacred Heart will play Madison tomorrow. Got a foul here.
Now, I think he stepped on the out of bounds.
Oh, he did?
On the red stripe, so it's going to go to the Bruins, and that's the 9th turnover. Yeah, it's one of those when you're flying up like that, and sometimes you don't realize if you're underneath the basket that we've seen that happen in a couple of Union University games this year where it's a black stripe, and the guys are flying down trying to toss it back in, and actually the foot hits. Under 3 minutes. This has been all Bruins, and it's pretty much what was expected. And again, just watch the rotation, and they wait to see if they can find the open player. And taking it for the jumper, short, but
they'll
high.
say that number 10 traveled, I believe.
I'm going to call a jump ball, and it'll be an alternate possession.
One of the refs signaled to travel.
I think he was overruled by the other official.
Gotcha.
17-0. And this is one of those that, you know, if you're a Jaguars player, you just want anything to happen to be able to get inside for a basket. And that one, the iron again, unkind. High for the rebound, Hayes Kearney. Tipped away.
Nice deflection.
Good job getting down very quickly, Jeremiah Nichols.
We got a big group substitution here. Reserves coming in.
And we figured that would happen here with 2 minutes and 16 seconds. And we'll tell you once they touch the ball who all has come in. And this is how we pretty much figured it. Jumping for the 3. Yes, sir.
Nylon.
Logan Foster comes through. So that's his first 3 of the game. And an even 20-0.
You know, even though they're down here by 20, I don't see Carroll Academy giving up at all.
Nah, and they won't. That's the way it is. And Logan Foster on the layup.
I admire that. A competitive tenacity, man. It can change the course of a game.
And they're trying to whirl it in to try to get their first basket. Turnaround is there for Jeremiah Nichols. So after getting up 22-0, the string ends. Now the Bruins will try for another one. Big bomb from the corner for the 3 is there for Reed Finney.
Finney was also a big name that I got to see play at Rossville. He came off the bench, but he supplied some big points for USJ to get that win over Rossville.
He could start on this team just as well as any of the 5 that usually do.
Yeah.
And they scramble for this one. Quick on to that one is Logan Foster. And that one's off the mark. You could tell it the minute he hit it, but easy on the offensive board is Reed Finney. So we're under 40 seconds, and we'll just see if they try to play it for a final shot. And that probably would have been open underneath, but it went off of the hands of Christopher Peebles and all the way down and in and out. But the follow shot is there for Jacob Snyder. So he contributes. And they're down to the final 10 seconds. This is the biggest first quarter explosion for the Bruins this year.
Wow.
And a big 3 for Nichols right at the horn. So give it up for him. 29-5 as they take the break. And we'll come back with more. In fact, the entire second quarter right after these.
Are you looking to build a career? Build a career with West Tennessee's own H&M Company. H&M is a leading coast-to-coast industrial design and construction firm for Fortune 500 companies. Founded in Milan in 1957 and headquartered in Jackson, H&M is actively hiring in all areas of construction and engineering. Visit us at hmcompany.com to start building your career today.
And some of our fans saying hello from the stands, and it's good to see these students here. And as our cameraman Paul Schultze moves around to all of them, and they all wish they got $5 for appearing on here this afternoon.
That's true. Yeah.
Their bank accounts are always a little bit on the slim side as we approach Christmas. Let me run down the scoring for you. It is really spread out. 7 Bruins have scored, 6 for Brady Smith, 5 Wallace Driver, 4 for Hayes Carney, 5 Logan Foster, 5 Reed Finney, 2 for Mills Terry, and 2 for Jacob Snyder. Jeremiah Nichols has scored all 5 points for the Jaguars, and they get first possession. And that one is going to go completely out of the range as Canales just fired it too far, expecting a cutter, and they were not there.
You know, and going back to those 7 different players, heard Brady Smith, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets the rest of the game off, and Mills Terry too.
Yeah, I mean, you get to this stage of the game, Andrew, and it's pretty much in the bank. It's not like you're trying to be arrogant about it, but it's in the bank. Yeah. So you want to give these younger players as many opportunities as you possibly can. And look who scrambles back there very quickly. Charlie Redden to get that offensive board. And Charlie's going to fire it up, and it's just too far. And finally coming down with the rebound is Jacob Snyder. There you go. So Sawyer Hunley with his first 3 in the game.
You know, I think something that's not really talked about is the amount of depth that USJ has. You look around at most high schools, and they don't have as much depth as USJ would have on the bench.
And just rolling across, but the follow is there for Jacob Snyder once again.
And I think that's really good for building your program. If you can get freshmen, sophomores in a game, I mean, there's nothing better than getting playing time for those younger guys.
Well, every opportunity that you have for something like this, and Finney goes high for the rebound, every time you just get any minutes, they're good minutes.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big keys to this Bruin team is that they've had a couple like this so far this season, and that one, you could tell he sort of winced a bit when he put that one up, and it's knocked away, and they'll give it back to the Jaguars.
Finney comes out and Foster as well.
A 34-5 game. And a slow tempo once again because they have a hard time. That one's about a 30-footer that didn't go, but you got to hand it to Nichols for having the guts to take it. Open for the 3. Nope, off to the right. And the rebound to Nichols. That one gets away, but the Bruins knocked it out last. And 30-second timeout. Bruins on top easily, 34-5. Back in 30 seconds.
Save thousands on a new Nissan at Carlock Nissan.
You should already be here.
Special interest rates as low as 0%.
You should already be here.
We have cars, trucks, SUVs, and the all-new electric Nissan Aria.
You should already be here.
We even have no payments for 90 days.
You should already be here.
Save thousands on a new Nissan at Carlock Nissan.
You should, you know what? I'm not going to say it.
Carlock Nissan of Jackson.
I'm Steve Beverly. He's Andrew Burris. And here we are with the Bruins dominating 34-5 as we get back to action here in the second quarter with a little less than 6 minutes remaining. And as we mentioned, one of the tough things for this Jaguar team, they only have 2 bench players to go to. So a lot of these guys are going to have to stay out here and go the full 40, or 32, I should say. There you go. That's just textbook, and Charlie Redden drops that one through off the turnover. 14 turnovers for Carroll Academy, and that has led to 19 points for the Bruins.
This Bruins team, I'm looking around, I only see 2 seniors. So this squad has got to be like relatively young. So for them to get this opportunity, and as you mentioned, any opportunity to play, it's great. It's great.
And that has happened really on our last 2 telecasts where we've been able to see a lot of the bench players. We got Noah Spencer in there, and he is a dynamo on defense. He had 15 points in our last game. Rebound coming off to Aiden Johnson. And once again from the corner, the 3 not there for Hunley. And the steal. He was almost triple teamed off of that, and it's Noah Spencer. And Noah with the 3. And that gets them erupting here at USJ.
Spencer did have a nice game against Natchez Trace. I had the privilege to be on camera for that game.
You saw it up close and personal down on the floor.
Man, there's a lot of potential on this USJ squad.
And the foul is going to be charged to Aiden Johnson. Remember, if the lead is 30 or greater at halftime, then it will be. And there's the turnover. And they give it right back up, and they give it right back up again. So you really have to count that as 3 turnovers, because there was a distinct possession on the floor between both teams and then the throwaway. But as I was saying, if you have, and that foul is going to be charged to Jeremiah Nichols, who went in on the attempt at the steal. If you have a lead of 30 or more at halftime, then in the second half the clock continuously runs. Whether the ball goes out of bounds, whether it is at the free throw line, it is a constant clock. Spencer's all hemmed up and he needs some help. This is a quick pace, and they're going to have to scramble for that. And I got to tell you, Noah is a difficult one to outrun. Don't charge that. If you keep tallies at home, and I know some people do, don't charge that as a turnover, because there was not a distinct possession by the opposing team at that point. So it goes right back to USJ.
Something that doesn't go unnoticed to me is the amount of hustle that number 10 for Carroll Academy, Nichols, he was hustling for that ball, man.
Jacob Snyder snatches it home. He has 6. And when we come back from a commercial break in, that's a big bomb that's not going to go. And give that one back to the Bruins.
I think the stands wanted it more.
I believe you're right. When we get to halftime, we'll give you the scoring totals and then a commercial break. We'll come back and give you all the halftime stats, brought to you by BallGame Blitz Sports Network. And more substitutions come in for the Bruins. And we got Mike Cook in there. 3 off the mark. And Cook came in for the rebound, and going right down for the layup is Jacob Snyder. That Mike Cook, he is a dynamo. He'll go all over the place. And again, taking their time. There's just nowhere to go against. You look at Noah Spencer, he is right in your face, just like when he is playing a linebacker, and Cook trying to get it away. No turnover, but that's going to be a foul charged to Cook. They said he got a little too aggressive trying to get it away from the smaller number 12, Malik Lehue. I tell you what, Andrew, these younger guys, they get aggressive.
They do. And it's something I think you have to prove to your coach, that you're meant to be out there with the big guns, so to speak. I think it's – oh, we got something.
Yeah, it looks like maybe he got a finger in the eye, but Bruins are going to play it. Noah's okay.
But I think it's something that, you have to prove to your coach. With the opportunities that you have to make big plays, make some nice passes, make the buckets that count.
Hundley thought about going down the lane. And look at that dish off, and it didn't fall for Noah. And the rebound coming off to Lane Dowdy. And that's off the mark. Cook the rebound.
Textbook as it gets right there. You mentioned Noah Spencer playing linebacker. I personally never got to see him play. But as fast as he's moving on the court, man, I don't doubt that he was a great linebacker.
Well, he was also a tremendous running back, and we had 3 games where he got more than 200 yards. And right through all the defenders, and Noah nails it.
I'll tell you this much, the student section is going crazy for every basket Spencer scores.
Yeah, I mean, he's got his own section here. Not a question about it. And again, they're just taking their time with it because it is so difficult to penetrate this defense.
We'll call a foul on Spencer.
Yeah, it looks like that's his first. That's the 4th team foul of the quarter on the Bruins.
I heard that thud all the way up here.
That was a thud, and that one goes astray, and Spencer with the rebound. And that one gets away, so the Bruins cough it up. Their 6th turnover of the game. They have forced 18 turnovers against the Jaguars as we get close to the 1-minute mark. And Malik Leahy, he's a gutsy little guy the way he handles the ball against much taller guys. Noah gets that one off the miss by Jones. And the jumper, just a little short, and that's going to be an over-the-back call on Jacob Snyder.
Nichols for Carroll Academy is getting a much-needed rest right here.
And that's going to be a 1-and-1. So they'll walk it back down to the opposite end. This is the first time anybody has been to the free throw line in the entire contest, with 43 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. And we will have a constant clock in the second half.
I don't know what the stoppage is here.
I think they were trying to make sure everybody was properly in the lane. So it's Lane Dowdy going to the lane, and that one just, we say iron unkind so often. It was in the cylinder, and it's like it had eyes. And he delivers the second one. He's the first person other than Jeremiah Nichols to be able to nail one. Good to see my friend Don Rowe, the director of school here at USJ. What a block!
Yeah, I thought he stepped out of bounds, but
he did. And the official got a little bit of a grin out of that, but what a block by Jacob Snyder.
So often you see when anybody goes up for a block, it automatically gets called a foul. I think that's just having a good mindset to not get too overly aggressive on that.
You have to have great timing to be able to do what he just did there and not commit the personal foul. And also tremendous balance. Less than 26 seconds remaining. And a good job of ball handling by Dowdy.
Being guarded.
And here you go. This is a goodbye. Down the stretch he goes. Mike Cook off the turnover.
I can definitely see him balling on a start lineup someday. His defense.
And again, another tremendous one as we end the half.
And what a half it was for the Bruins as they dominated it 49-6. It was 20-1 in the second quarter. I'll run down the scoring for you very quickly, and then we'll take a break and come back and give you the halftime statistics. But you got a lot of Bruins who got into the scoring. Mike Cook was the last one there. And as I try to get these totals going, let me give you the exact amount. The leader is Jacob Snyder with 10. He had 8 of them in the second quarter. 6 for Brady Smith, who was not in for most or all of the second quarter. 5 each for Logan Foster, Reed Finney, and Noah Spencer. You had 4 for Hayes Carney. His were all in the first quarter. 3 for Sawyer Hunley, and as we said, 2 for Mike Cook and 2 for Charlie Redden. And 2 for Mills Terry, 5 for Wallace Driver. We don't want to forget them. And so all the way across the board, we have had 11 Bruins to score in this contest. The leader for Carroll Academy is Jeremiah Nichols. He had all 5 of his in the first quarter. So we take it to a break with USJ comfortably on top, 49-6, and the clock will constantly run in the second half. So let's take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with the halftime stats.
Is Old Frosty on its last legs? Don't wait until it's old and cold. Give your home and family the gift of comfort. A new York HVAC system with a free 10-year parts and labor warranty from McCoy's Heating and Air. Get the security and savings of a 10-year parts and labor warranty free with the purchase of qualifying systems. So you and your whole family can celebrate in comfort with the gift that keeps on giving. A new York HVAC system delivered by Santa and his merry team of technicians at McCoy's Heating and Air.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care and let your smile say it all.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle, and at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
Now we got it. We're probably not going to have time to post these halftime statistics because they've shortened our halftime to 6 minutes. But I'll give you a quick rundown. The Bruins shooting 61% from the floor, and that's about all you need to know. They're just dominating that category. And in rebounding, it's, again, another wipeout across the board. The Bruins with 16 rebounds to 7 for Carroll Academy. But here's a big one right here. They have forced 19 turnovers against the Jaguars, and they've committed only 6. But look at the number of points they have had off turnovers. 22 in this game out of their 43-point lead have come from situations where they've capitalized off turnovers. So those are the very, very big ones. And you'll probably see Jeff Jones largely go with his bench team in the second half. And so for the most part, there's a chance that one of them may get back in, but for the most part, the starters have probably seen, as Andrew told us earlier, they've probably seen their afternoon.
Yeah. And, you know, one name that I look to hopefully call a lot on in the second half is Mike Cook. His defensive ability to be on the ball at all times is absolutely absurd for somebody of his age.
And the way he plays out there, Mike Cook is not afraid of anybody or anything.
No, he is not.
He's going to go after every loose ball that is out there, and it looks as though here in the second half it's going to be Noah Spencer, Matthew Allen, Sawyer Hunley, Jacob Snyder, and Mike Cook. Not a lot of chance for substitutions for Carroll Academy. The one thing about it is because there's only been one foul that they've committed in the entire game. That was Jeremiah Nichols. So the bottom line to it is that they primarily have there's no real reason to believe that anybody's going to get in foul trouble. That's where you get concerned when you only have 7 players that you can bring in. But that's probably not going to be a situation that they'll worry about in this game. Bruins will play it to start the second half, and the clock will run. And they work it to the corner for the 3, and that's off the mark. And the follow is not there, and Noah had that one snatched away by Jeremiah Nichols. And he got a tremendous bank, but it just didn't go. And Hunley the rebound. And they went for the backdoor layup, and it didn't go. On the inside, right in the hands of Mike Cook, and let's see if he takes it all the way himself. And that was one of those he couldn't control his momentum, Andrew. That was it was almost amusing to watch him. He was thinking about going in for a reverse layup, and then it just completely got away from him, and he lost his balance.
It's kind of interesting. I've never played a game of competitive basketball, like school affiliated. Man, it's so tough to do a layup for somebody who doesn't hoop all the time, man.
They went for that was a rocket 3 that just went nowhere, and here comes Noah on the attack. And Cook for the 3. That's a stop and pop, and it doesn't go, and the rebound coming off to Nichols. And he tries for the bomb.
A little bit short.
Yeah, they've been all going for the long bombs here this afternoon in the second quarter, and here goes Noah. Oh, my. How in the world that one didn't stay in, but Cook saves it, and the whole bench is applauding him. Knocked away, and the Bruins will play it. And remember, the clock will continue to run regardless of whether it goes out of bounds or they're on the free throw line because the lead was more than 30 at halftime. But it's good to see, and Charlie Redden in there, good to see these young guys to get an opportunity.
Yeah. Especially Cook.
And just had too much on it.
Redden with the hustle from the corner. Won't go, sadly.
I thought Charlie had that one for a second, and here you go. The little guy, Lehue, picks it up, and he thought about going all the way.
Whenever I'm talking to anybody who plays basketball, mid-range will not go. That one does, though. Whenever I talk to anybody who plays basketball, they say, man, the hardest shot in all of basketball is a corner 3. I actually find that to be the easiest.
Let's call a timeout. We'll take a break, and we'll be back. Bruins on top, 51-6.
Is your vehicle ready for an oil change? Did you know that we do way more than just tires? From brakes to belts to alignments to even air conditioning work. Engine light on? We can fix that too. Come see us today at one of our 3 King Tire Company locations in Jackson and Humboldt. Hi, this is Kurt King with King Tire Company. Did you know that you're supposed to rotate your tires every 5,000 miles? Did you know that we do that free at King Tire Company? Come see us today at any 3 King Tire Company locations in Jackson and Humboldt, and let my family take care of yours.
Is Old Frosty on its last legs? Don't wait until it's old and cold. Give your home and family the gift of comfort. A new York HVAC system with a free 10-year parts and labor warranty from McCoy's Heating and Air. Get the security and savings of a 10-year parts and labor warranty free with the purchase of qualifying systems. So you and your whole family can celebrate in comfort with the gift that keeps on giving. A new York HVAC system delivered by Santa and his merry team of technicians at McCoy's Heating and Air.
Steve Beverly and Andrew Burris back in with live action at USJ, and the Bruins, the pace of the scoring has slowed a bit here in the third quarter, and a reach-in foul on Aiden Johnson. That'll be his second. But this is one of those things that when we talked about getting experience for these guys, particularly that are freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, that may be eventually moving into the starting lineup, Andrew, this is where they really learn the fundamentals.
Yeah. Practice, people say practice makes perfect. I don't think it makes perfect. Obviously you're probably going to make a mistake every game, but practice definitely does not hurt you at all.
No, it makes adjustment. And you learn to adjust to situations because you have teams that'll change up defenses on you, and particularly you're working against players of different height. And and I think Aiden knew it.
Yeah.
They called him for dragging his foot before he passed off. The last time we were here, I think we had in the girls' game alone something like 13 traveling violations called.
It's something that I think they've made more of a it's something I think they've made more of a point to call, kind of like along the lines of illegal screens in the NBA. I think they have made it more of a point to call traveling violations.
Well, that's the third foul on Aiden Johnson, but they're going to leave him in there. And here you go. This is going to be a 2-on-1. Nobody's going to catch. Well, they did, and that was almost.
No easy buckets around here.
No, he was just clobbered on that one by Jeremiah Nichols. That's his second foul. So easily shooting 2 on this one, and they're going to call this one
flagrant.
I don't know if they're going to call it a flagrant, but I'm seeing now they're bringing them all back to the free throw line, so I guess they do not call it a technical foul, and Aiden Johnson is going to the line. It looked for a minute like all the Jaguars were going to back off. Instead, it's all the Bruins who are backing off just to play defense. And got the bank shot, and I can't begin to tell you how difficult that is to do when you're facing the basket straight on.
Hey, if it works, it works.
That's right. It counts no matter what. Noah Spencer's going to check out.
The student section's booing that they.
Yeah, they didn't like that. They didn't like that removal at all. And getting the friendly roll off of it is Johnson. And checking back in, Jacob Snyder, and Cook will come out. And the Bruins just all over it, 52-6.
I want to see him.
I kept thinking that Lehue might put up one.
That's got to be pretty hard to defend though. If he can just get going on the inside and put it up from that small stature.
If you do that, you have to have strong upper body strength, and you've got to be able to get a high arc on it.
Yeah.
But that's the toughest part, is a guy that size getting the upper body strength where he can really push. And again, the rotation goes off the mark.
Good hustle.
And forced out of bounds was Johnson, so it'll go back to the guys in the black uniforms. In case you weren't able to be with us for our earlier game, the Lady Bruins won 44-35 in a game in which they dominated. They were up by as many as 25 and pretty much took the foot off the pedal. And let's see who they're going to call this on. And that's the fourth foul on Aiden Johnson. Pretty much was they took the foot off the pedal in the second half.
Yeah.
And trying to get it down. That's such a heartbreak for Nichols because, he had a free ticket in there and it still didn't fall. And that's so frustrating for players when they can't do layups. And that one's going to be the air ball, but they come back and get the offensive boards and a third opportunity. But he missed the cutter. High off the glass, and it goes for Sawyer Hunley. And the foul.
Clock continues to run here.
So Sawyer now with 5, and he's going to try to get a 3 the hard way.
The clock actually got stopped, now that I say something.
Yeah, in the final minute, they will stop it on a free throw line.
I got you.
And they finally get some, well, they had only 2 substitutions that they could make, and they are in. In and out. And checking back in is Justin Nelson, who is a senior. So the Jags, again in a relatively low-scoring quarter, they have not been able to put one in the bucket, and that one goes, well, we talked about whether he had the ability to push it with his size one-handed.
Yes.
We just saw what he could do, go completely over the basket.
True that, true that.
And again, Lehue is keeping the pace with Charlie Redden, and that one's off the mark. Charlie tried to come away with that one. Andrew, they're getting some spills down there.
Yeah. We need Cowboy Curling over here.
We'll tell you who Cowboy Curling is after we come back. But Bruins made it easy, 5-0 in that quarter, and it's 54-6. We'll be back with the final 8 minutes after these messages.
At Nest Realty Jackson, connections and relationships are at the heart of everything we do. We wake up every day with the goal of helping our agents build trust, relationships, and community. Let's connect.
No matter where you are, you can shop 24/7 at Humboldt Dodge Chrysler Jeep.com with the area's largest used car inventory.
Turn to the experts. Since 1955, Garrett Plumbing and Heating has been the leader in plumbing, heating, and air conditioning service and installation for West Tennessee. A proud supporter of USJ Bruin Athletics, we are your local Carrier Factory authorized dealer. Call Garrett Plumbing and Heating, 668-3339, for all of your plumbing, heating, and air needs.
Bruins with it up 54-6. And when we were in the break, I wish you could have seen it as the big 3 goes through for Jacob Snyder. He's got 13 today. I wish you could have seen it when they put Noah Spencer back into the game, and his cheering section just went ballistic. They were so happy.
Yeah.
You'd think that they had all been given free pizza.
You know, one of the biggest things I think goes unnoticed as Cook goes down here and scores a nice, easy lay-in. One of the things I think go unnoticed is the student section, how much support they bring to a team. You know, how much, at times, they're trash talking on the court. I mean, that's what I did. I think it just adds to the game.
And a foul, and is that going to be the 5th? Yes, it is. Hayden Johnson commits his 5th foul. I don't mean to laugh.
You say take the foot off the gas pedal. Everybody did except him, man.
I wish you could have seen the expression on his face. He looked up as if to say, is that 5? He ends with 4 points in the game, all of them in the third quarter. Aiden got aggressive defensively, and he got called for 5 fouls in the game. One of the assistant coaches is having a discussion with him, but Jeff is just focused on the remainder of the game as we're under 7 minutes. Almost pulling up the 3, and Noah with the rebound. And that one was a little bit of a push, more with the right hand by Sawyer Hunley. And here's another turnover. And he's going to take it all the way down, and it doesn't fall. Well, Cook's back in there. And they've missed 3 opportunities at it. Oh, my heavens.
I think they were calling for the ball to go to Noah Spencer.
Noah wasn't right there in the vicinity of that one. They want Noah to get the ball every time, and that one just goes astray.
Ooh,
nice job of knocking it away by Malik Lehue. Remind you, he's an 8th grader, so you figure he's going to put on a little more size, and he's already got the speed. Man, it's tough enough when you're an 8th grader and you're going up there against juniors and some seniors. And he's one of the starters. And from the corner, the 3 just too much on it. And Nichols comes down with it. Yeah, they slow the tempo down some, and they can go change of pace. Fall away not there. And Hunley another rebound. Bruins have not really gone to a slow tempo in this game. They've been pretty intense for the entirety of it.
I think it goes back to talking about the opportunities as a young player that you have.
Man, he looked like Bo Nix throwing that pass against his body, and the ball goes away.
Speaking of Bo Nix and the Heisman, man, Michael Penix got a nice little Christmas present.
He did, getting number 2.
Oh, he got number 2?
Yeah.
Oh.
It went to Jaden Daniels
of
LSU, but I figured Bo would fall to number 3 because of the fact that Oregon lost to Washington in the Pac-12, the final Pac-12 championship game. It's hard to say that, but it is.
Yeah.
And what a block on the 3-point opportunity. And a little bit of disarray, but here we go again. And underneath on the drive, the foul is going to be charged, and let's see if that's going to be on Snyder. Yes, that's on Jacob Snyder, his second. This is the first opportunity now with Jeremiah Nichols on the line. This is their first opportunity to try to get a point of any kind in this quarter because it was 49-6 at halftime, and they finally end the stretch. And checking back in is Xavier Jones. And that one short. But Jones with the offensive board. And stolen away by the Bruins again. 25 turnovers they have forced. And Cook's going to be wide open. Went in with the left hand. I love to see these players master the left-handed layup.
I can't even shoot a jump shot.
I mean, really. 27 points off turnovers for the Bruins this afternoon. Boy, Lehue with that left-handed and just one-handed toss to his battery mate Peebles. And just complete
nice
faking
move.
out his defender, and Snyder with 15, he is the game leader. Jacobs have been spread out so much that you don't realize he has as many as he has had in this game. Here again, all over Lehue.
Bruins may not be playing too well.
And
they're still playing aggressive on defense.
And can't get the layup.
There.
Here goes Cook. And wide open. Look at the roar. Here it comes. You knew it was going to happen. Under 3 minutes, 65-7. That was the national championship score in college football last year with Georgia and TCU.
Man.
How about that? Little Lehue comes up with one.
Good for him.
And he gets a hand from the USJ fans. He's fun to watch out there because he's outmanned as far as size is concerned, but he is all over it. They wanted that to fall so badly. Look at the follow by Jacob Snyder.
You know, I think it's an expression I've heard. I'm a huge wrestling fan. It's an expression I've heard with anybody who's of relatively small stature. It's not about the size of the dog in a fight. It's about the size of the fighting the
dog. There you go, brother. And that's one of the oldest slogans that there's ever been.
Yeah.
I remember hearing Gordon Soley say that. And that was before your time. Well, it's been fun to see. I know it's been a tough afternoon for Carroll Academy, but it's been fun to see so many of these younger Bruins have the opportunity to do what they are doing. Matthew Allen in there now. And they want Noah to put it up every time he gets his hand on the ball. Unfortunately, that was stolen away. Look at Lehue. Oh, just couldn't make it fall. And we're getting close to the final minute.
Thought he was going to pop one there.
And the floater is too short. There's about 14 guys down here about 7 rows below us. They were all on the edge of their seats getting ready to fly up. Didn't get that opportunity. Under a minute. It's been all Bruins, and they'll add another one, and this is a region victory for them. I want to see that young man when he gets to be a senior.
Me too.
Almost came up with a steal. There goes Noah. The jumper, yes! Noah with 9. They got what they wanted.
They did.
One more time. It's like a Christmas present for them. Trying that bank shot, so one more opportunity at it. And they may just play for the final shot, and I think they're going to just skate the game time out.
Dribble it out.
Nope. No, he's not going to take the shot.
Oh, he will?
Well, he is. And got it. And that erupts them again. Matthew Allen. And how about that? I'm going to tell you, he can fire the ball down the floor. I enjoyed seeing Malik Lehue play in this game, but the Bruins, it was just a dominant performance in the final period, 17-3, 71-9. We'll wrap up the scoring for you and send you home with this. It was a good afternoon for the Bruins as the Lady Bruins won 44-35, led by the 13 points of Lily Teague and 10 of Lita Rose. And let's tell you how it wound up here for the guys. For Carroll Academy, the leading scorer was Jeremiah Nichols with 6 of their 9 points. But piling on the 71 today, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Bruins scored in this game, led by the 17 points of Jacob Snyder, and that was a career high for him. You had 9 for Noah Spencer, and that made so many of these guys so happy that were right down here below us today. I can't tell you, they're going to be in a meltdown when they get home.
Man.
Because
they were clapping until they couldn't see him anymore when he went into the locker room.
To have that kind of attention, to be loved and applauded, I don't know how Noah can stand it. 6 points for... Well, Noah with 9, as we mentioned. 6 points for Brady Smith, and then a bunch of folks with 5. Sawyer Hunley, Logan Foster, Reed Finney, and Wallace Driver. It was so long ago that Wallace was in the game, it's hard to remember that he even played. 4 points for Hayes Carney and for Aiden Johnson. And then you had 6 for Mike Cook. Yeah, I almost lost that on my ledger there. 6 for Brady Smith, and you had Mills Terry, who got an early basket in this game, and then he sat down for virtually the entire final 3 quarters. 2 for Charlie Redden as well, and that pretty much does it. So, Andrew, dominant performance for the Bruins, 71-9. They take the doubleheader, and so it's about time to take it home. I enjoyed being with you this afternoon.
I enjoyed being with you, and we will see y'all Friday when USJ takes on Natchez Trace.
That's right. I will be over doing we got simultaneous streaming cast on that one because you'll be taking USJ over there on the road, and then I will be doing Union University against West Florida. That'll be a 5:25 tip-off on Flow Sports with the production from Worthy Road Studios. And so that wraps us up for here. And today our crew has been, for part of the girls' game, was Andrew Burris, as well as Christopher Reasons And directing the girls' game was Billy Bolin, who was on camera during a good portion of the boys' game, and, of course, the executive producer of Worthy Road Studios and the BallGame Blitz Sports Network, the ever-cool, ever-present Paul Schulze. I'm Steve Beverly, where the final score was USJ 71 and Carroll Academy 9, and until we're with you on our next telecast, on behalf of all of our Worthy Road Studios gang, so long from the great hub city of West Tennessee.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports, including Union University, USJ, TCA, Jackson Christian, and Peabody. Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.